Hey, welcome back again to another episode. We collaborating again. It's Uncensored Mics, along with the Bush League and After Further Review podcast. How y'all doing again, guys?
Hey, we here, we living, we here.
Yep.
Good.
All right, let me get y'all take on. It's a few topics we're gonna go through. I want to get y'all opinions on. One of it is gonna be the killing of Daunte Wright. The other one is gonna be the Derek Chauvin trial, and then y'all take on the 15-year-old girl that was just 16-year-old girl that was just shot. Where was Ohio. Starting off with the Daunte Wright. Daunte Wright, that's the situation where they did the traffic stop. The one officer had him out of the car. For whatever reason, he tried to get back in the car, and the female officer yelled taser and shot him with the gun. What do y'all take on?
I think that she thinks that she had the perfect alibi, as in thinking that she can get away with that. That's my mindset on the whole thing. Because no way somebody with 26 years of experience gonna pull out their firearm and mistake it for a taser. Like
26 years plus she was a training officer.
Yeah, there's no way. Rookies. There's no way. And how can you explain that guy being a threat if he's just driving away?
Fleeing.
It was a video that was came out last year of a white guy on a traffic stop, had a gun within his person.
At people, right?
No. This guy was in his vehicle. They pulled him over. He told them he had a gun, so they knew he had a gun. They wanted him to get out the vehicle. He refused. Told them they was violating his constitutional right. He touched the gun. They saw him touch the gun.
And backed up.
Didn't even move. Didn't even fear for their life. Continued having a dialogue with this guy for over 10 minutes about getting out of the vehicle. They tried grabbing him, pulling him out of the vehicle. He refused, told them he wasn't getting out. They were violating his constitutional right. After this dialogue go on for over 10, 15 minutes, he politely told them that he's driving away. And he pulled off without one shot being fired. And these was younger cops than this 26-year veteran who didn't have no kind of right, and to me wasn't justified for shooting inside of a car of somebody fleeing away. You already know his name. You already know he got a warrant. You already know this person. Let him go, and you get him another day. Like it just too many instances to where I want to have the privilege of most white people when it comes to getting pulling over, being shown the benefit of the doubt pretty much, to where you don't feel no kind of threat, no way, shape, form, or fashion when it comes to black and brown people getting pulled over, because too many black and brown people getting pulled over and end up getting killed or shot at, in the process. Like, it's ridiculous. She wasn't justified. I hope she go to jail for murder. They probably get it with second degree the way they did Chauvin or whatever his name is or whatever, but she's guilty in my books.
And also, how do you, as a training officer, how are you not able to distinguish the weight of a gun and a taser? We taught that at the factory. We wear our things at the factory on opposite ends. You taught that. You know what I'm saying? But how do you
what
not?
factory you work at?
Well, yeah.
How do you
they
not,
allow y'all to carry weapons at
yeah.
How do you
this thing on?
Yeah.
How do you not distinguish that though? How do you not know that?
But yeah, talking about where you were.
Man, what kind of factory let y'all carry tasers and guns, man? What?
All law enforcement.
Hey, that ain't OSHA. That ain't OSHA's.
Yeah, law enforcement. I don't know where you were, but law enforcement, you're supposed to carry it opposite your gun hand. You know what I mean? And for her to reach across her body and saying, and you know, like he said, I guess, and some people they know how to turn it on because I guess.
It's an on and off button.
It's an on and off from what I know, from what I gathered.
I looked up the manual, and there's an on and off button on the taser.
On a taser.
So you got to be able to switch the taser on.
With your thumb.
Yeah,
maybe
with your thumb.
Matter of fact, it was a cop posted a video on Instagram, and he said weapon, and he had his taser. He said strong hand for your weapon, and your non-dominant hand where your taser goes. There's no way to get them two mixed up.
And there's a picture of her. She can't use that as a defense saying they were both on the same side. Because there's a picture of it already on opposite sides.
But not only this, it was extended out. Even when you look at her body,
she can see it.
It was extended out. You can clearly see the back of that as a gun. Before she even pulled the trigger and everything, it was out in front of her. And that agency, that tasers are yellow, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
So you know what you have in your hand is
the
black,
Type 26R.
not yellow.
No, I'm just joking. I don't know the type. I'm just joking.
What type of this, Charlie?
So how can you not?
Look, and check this out. Most of us,
Keep talking.
most of us have fired a weapon before, correct? And when you have that weapon in front of you, you see it in front of your face. You know it's a gun in your hand when you got that weapon out in front of you, correct? She had that weapon pointed right out in front of her. She saw, and she knew she drew the gun off rip, and her body camera shows what she saw. Like it shows the gun in clear view, and the guy wasn't a threat. So,
I think what she messed up there, and she messed up when just coming up and getting involved, you know, where she didn't need to be involved. Because there were, what are there, 2 officers already on the scene? And they had...
Well, she escalated the situation.
He was complying with.
He was complying. Guy. He came out. He complied. He had his hands behind his back. You know, they were cuffing. They were able to cuff him. I'm not sure what they said to him. That they probably didn't mention that he had a warrant, because if that was the case,
they probably were going to secure him first.
Secure him first.
Because even the mom said when she was on the phone with him, he said that the officer asked him to get out of the car. He'll talk to him, or he'll tell him what's going on.
Exactly.
Later.
Yeah, I'm going to cuff you for my safety. That's what they say.
He probably was going to cuff him first.
Yeah.
And then tell him. And I think when she came up and was like, he has warrants.
Yeah. That's made the kid...
Exactly. But don't...
Turn and burn.
Most agencies have codes that they use
exactly
when they want to say,
I believe they're called.
Yeah, something like 10, 11 codes or something.
10 codes.
12 codes or whatever it's called.
Yeah, you know what they are.
Whatever.
And how they do that, Joe?
How do you know that?
I watched Cops growing up. And I watched Showtime with Robert De Niro and
10-4, stuff like that. Roger.
Showtime. But they use some type of codes to where if they got a warrant, if they got whatever, they use codes to let the other officer know that this is the situation and how to handle it. Because
can y'all Google the codes?
I'm quite sure you can Google the codes.
Yeah, you can Google the
everything
codes.
on the internet.
You don't know the codes by heart?
Let's
How?
Google the codes.
I was never in the military.
No, law enforcement.
I dib and dab. I done been everywhere.
Okay.
I done worked at warehouses and everywhere. Drove trucks, everything.
They don't use them at the factory where you work at?
We use 10 codes over the road. 10-4. Roger that. Mission completion. You looked up 10 codes?
Yeah. Yeah, he could obviously said,
Click on it. Click on it. 10 codes.
So it basically she escalated the situation. There was no need for her to say anything. Because they had, I think, one cuff on.
Yeah, they had
the situation handled, you know, and they who knows what they told him. I'm sure they didn't tell him anything about his warrant. Because if he reacted,
you want to get them out of the car, and then cuff him now.
Exactly.
Then be like, you got a warrant, right?
Yeah. So she's
the weird thing was that his warrant was sent to the wrong address, which is why he never appeared.
His court date.
Oh,
Yeah.
so he didn't know he had a
didn't know
warrant
he
then.
He didn't know he had a warrant.
Oh, okay. Oh, so he never knew he had a warrant until she came up there running her damn mouth.
Right, and he was pulled over for expired tags.
So he was thinking, okay, all right, they just gonna cuff me. They might give me this little $50, $100 ticket or whatever, get my tags fixed. And she come up there with warrant. You know, you was a young brother. You he panicked and just man, it's a sad situation, man.
Yeah. She.
And
Oh, go ahead.
all this is happening
10:49.
like
10:49.
Yeah.
10, 15 minutes from where George Floyd was killed.
Yeah.
Like, this is like all in the
Yeah.
same
Yeah.
area. So it seems like it's something with that. I'm sure a lot of police forces everywhere, but that police force in particular,
In
seems
general,
like,
yeah.
is
They're just gung ho and just
right,
crazy, just a little.
don't care.
Wow.
But yeah.
But it comes from a mindset, because I saw a video of a training that this FBI agent was giving to a bunch of cops. One of the agencies was LAPD and some other, but the majority of the room was white cops, young white cops, and he was, pretty much glorifying taking a life in the line of duty. He was like, it's natural, it's normal.
Yeah.
If you have to do it, you do it, and then you just go home and have the best sex ever with your wife. And it's like, that's giving them the mindset to want to get into a
Shootout.
officer involved shooting just to be able to say, I did this or
Yeah,
I
yeah.
accomplished that.
And then go home and have the best sex of their
And
life.
it's like, so now you're promoting getting your mind that you're gonna come to work and kill somebody, not getting your mind you're gonna come into work and do community oriented policing, where you get to know the people in the community that you're working with, or that that you're supposed to be protecting and serving.
Yeah.
So it's like, now in our minds, let's come in and see how many of them can put us in a position where we can kill them and get away with it.
Yeah.
But that stems from their history throughout generations, and want to carry guns and want to get into law enforcement just so they can do certain things. That stuff it's mental. It's something in their mind that make them want to do that. Because nowadays you seeing too many law enforcement officers to where the first thing they want to do is draw their gun in every situation.
But in every situation in our community.
Yeah.
In the black and brown
Yeah.
communities.
Yeah.
Not in the white communities, because we've seen videos where guys have come at the police with knives and the police ran away. We've seen
Guns.
where they come at them with
Stop,
guns and the
stop.
police ran away and begged them. We've seen it to where they beat the police down, take their car and pull off.
That just happened last week. This week.
It's like time and time again we see situations where they show great restraint. So in my eyes, that tells me that white men have a very hard time of taking the life of another white man, but it's easier for them to take the life of a black man because they view us as animals anyway.
That's
they
mental.
view us as the very same thing that they like to do in their spare time, which is go and hunt. They go hunt cows.
Yeah.
I mean, not cows. They go hunt
Animals.
boars. They go hunt deer. So they view us as one of those animals that they go and hunt and kill. So it's easier for them to do it when they compared to doing it to someone that looked like them.
But if you
or their
listen-
son or their father.
But if you
or their
listen to
brother.
their language, they call us animals. You know what I'm saying? This lazy Negro is an animal. They don't feel pain and stuff like that. So this probably been embedded in their mind to where when they do become a law enforcement officer, they have that same mentality. And most of them want to patrol black neighborhoods anyway.
And that's
in
where
the
they
hood.
put them at when they hire
Yeah,
them.
no, most of them want it. That's where they want to go. Like most of them, once they've been on the force for a while, they get to choose where they want to, and most of them still choose the hood because that's where the action is.
Yeah.
A good example was the I think it was the IG you sent us about that them cops in Wilmington, I believe, in North Carolina, when they was talking about we gotta kill these niggers and stuff like that.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's the mind the mind frame that these white police officers have.
But
you know what I'm
but
saying?
they've been taught this stuff throughout generations, and most of them most of them are generational cops.
Police officers, yeah.
So it's
And one of the problems I have with other people is when you see it's blatantly wrong, and then you find a way to justify what they did,
Like that-
or you don't see no wrong in it,
Like that sheriff did.
or you don't see no wrong in what they did, or you try to find every reason in the world to say why it should have been done and they should get away with it. And it's like that makes it bad for the good cops out there that do treat people fair, do treat people right,
That
get
do
out there and
community
do
policing.
that do their job properly. But on the other hand, I kind of fought them too, because they know who the bad seeds that they work with. They work with them every day. They know the comments they make. They know the things they do. They know the practices. So now, if y'all not speaking up against them, why we have to wait till they kill somebody before it's exposed, and then now they come forward and be like, well, he always did this, or they always
Hey,
did.
but
Start holding them accountable.
check this out. It could be the whole department. Like I don't forgot what department this was, but the
With the female?
no, it was the whole department is pretty much crooked, and like the few good cops that they had was scared to come forward and start naming people for fear of retaliation from the chief. I mean from the chief all the way down, even the IA officers who investigated this stuff was crooked cops too.
Yeah, but the thing too with that is, in this day and time, I mean, I can understand probably in the 80s and stuff like that, but this day and time with media and with being able to come forward with the civil rights department of the FBI and all these other places, you can send anonymous tips. People get investigated all the time. Law enforcement officials get investigated all the time off of anonymous tips. So you can't say, "Oh, I was afraid." You may be afraid to go to your IA department, but you get video and evidence and you send it to the FBI or the Department of Justice. They have to investigate it. So it's time out for passing the buck and saying what you can't do or what you couldn't do out of fear of retaliation, because there's ways around that. But to transition to another thing, did y'all see the look on Chauvin's face when they found him guilty? Like, it was like, what? Y'all, I'm supposed to get off with this. It's like, y'all realize I'm a police officer? I'm a white man? Y'all convicted me? It's like, the look he had on his face was like...
I think the prosecution in that trial did a good job, man. The way they charged them, those charges had to stick,
it was smart.
Yeah, it was smart ways to charge them.
And I know it shocked me, because I just knew they were going to
drop
I just knew they were going to drop the second and third degree and only convict him on the manslaughter.
Yeah.
But you know what? We done watched so many trials to where young black people not being killed and people not got off. And did watching this trial, especially the reading of the verdict, like it was like I'm holding my breath, expecting the worst. Like, this man finna get off after reading this count and hearing guilty for the first time. Like, oh shoot! But then I'm thinking, oh well, he gonna be found not guilty on the other ones, the other charges. But for him to be found guilty on all three charges was mind blowing. Like, never didn't see it coming. Just didn't see it coming.
But even with that guilty verdict and you thinking that would set the precedence, I don't think it set the precedent. I think what it did is made certain cops angry, and in their mind they pissed off about that. And I think that's why it was probably so easy. I mean, that's why it's so easy now for some of these cops when they shooting people. It's easy for them to say Blue Lives Matter and stuff like that.
Blue lives ain't real.
Because now they feel like it's a war against them, that everybody's warring against them.
Yeah.
The system is against them. The community is against them. And in their mind, it's like almost like a kid that's acting out.
But I had this dialect with a trooper just the other day, to where the first thing he posted on his page was, if you got a problem with law enforcement, this, that, and the other, you can delete me because I risk my life every day. And this was right after the trial. So I knew that the trial is what triggered this post. And if you have a problem with me and law enforcement, if you're going to talk bad about law enforcement, you can delete me. And I take pride and respect and all this nonsense, right? Nonsense. Just gibberish. So I told him straight up, I hate bad cops. I talk about them and I hate them, and I don't have a problem telling you or anybody else in law enforcement that if you're a bad cop, you're a bad cop. Period. And if you condone everything that they do, you just as bad as them. So I told him, I said, look, if you got a problem with it, you know where the delete button is. If you support bad cops, you know where the delete button is. He deleted me. So he's a bad cop in my book.
And most of the people that's speaking out against cops, they're not talking about the cops. When they saying defund the police and all that stuff, they're not talking about the good cops. They're talking about the cops that's out there doing bad stuff or not doing what they're supposed to do. And if you supporting that stuff and you upholding it, then you one of those bad cops too.
Yeah.
If you got a problem with that, if you got a problem with when people are speaking up, these are the people that pretty much pay y'all salary through taxes. So if they speaking up and telling you there's something wrong with the way you're doing something, it's no different than when you go in the store and you pay for food or whatever and it's not right. You take it back and you try to make them fix it. And if they don't fix it, then you go and take your business elsewhere. So it's the same thing when they talking about defund the police. It means holding them accountable.
No, I think defunding the police is a misterm. The term is reform. They need to be reformed and not. Yeah, that's a myth.
That's people take they take that and then they run with it.
Yeah.
Oh, you want to take away the money from
You want
the
to
police?
defund? Yeah, no, they need to be reformed.
They take any little thing and then they switch
it.
it. They switch it to their narrative, just like the old Colin Kaepernick kneeling for the flag.
Yep.
Oh, you disrespecting the police? No.
But look at the lieutenant that got disrespected by 2 law enforcement officers. What about the cops that got killed on the Capitol Hill by those terrorists back in January?
Yeah.
You didn't hear that talk then.
No.
You didn't hear nothing about nobody disrespecting the police then, and they blatantly disrespected the police.
Them people are talking about lynching people.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, but listen, I don't say defund the police, but I do say hold these agencies accountable to where when those shootings happen, instead of it coming from the insurance company, stop pulling it from their budget.
From their pension
you pull
plan.
it from their pensions
And see what
budget
better
and
guarantee
watch how
you.
watch how.
Oh, reform will happen.
Oh yeah. They'll do a better job of
But like I told the young trooper, you must not know what profession you got in because cops been hated. They it's certain people that love cops and it's certain people that hate the cops. Cops been hated throughout history.
Yeah.
I said way before you even started working there.
But people that have the hate towards cops, let's be real, they have a reason. They didn't
Of
just
course.
wake up and say, I hate cops.
They not seen something happen.
But when every day in your community they harassing you, every day in your community you could just be walking down the street and they bothering you for no reason, then that's gonna build up some kind of resentment. All of my dealings with you are never positive. You never just say, hey, how you doing, and keep going about your business.
Yeah.
When you see me, it's always stop. Let me check your pockets. What you doing? You fit the description. Let me, when you clear this time, going about your business. So now, if every time I see, and it's not just
That's history,
this one,
man.
Yeah, it's
That's
not just this one. It's that one and that one. Except for, pretty much the black cops that's working. It's pretty much.
No, with some places,
some of them,
black,
some of them you got, some of them they worse than
because
white.
look, even just growing up, I felt a certain way about cops. Period. Just me being black, and not until my sophomore year or junior year of high school where my whole perception on law enforcement changed, and that was I don't know if she's still a lieutenant now, but lieutenant her name was Officer Blue back then. Officer Blue from OPD and Deputy Steele from Orange County Sheriff's Department changed my whole perception on how I view law enforcement. After that, my whole interactions with law enforcement changed, and maybe that's why I feel like I can say whatever on my mind to them because of my perception and how they treated me as a person, this, that, and the other. But before that, you wouldn't have me saying 2 words to anybody in uniform.
Listen, I can tell you, when I grew up in Sebring, their police force only had maybe 1 black person. 1 or 2, I think it was 1 black person on the sheriff department, 1 black person on the police department. Everybody else was white. It wasn't until I was grown and took certain classes that I realized how much they violated my rights. I went to school. I went to school for criminal justice.
Oh yeah, me too.
I was no, I'm serious. I was in college.
Yeah. I'm saying I did too.
Yeah, but it wasn't until when I was at Columbia College taking my law enforcement classes or criminal justice classes that I realized a lot of things that when I was 16, 17, 18, 19 years old, 20, 21 years old, that the interactions I had with those particular cops, that I realized my civil rights was being violated every time they did these particular things. So stuff like that make you build up a resentment. And one of the reasons why I wanted to take that in college was because I got tired of being harassed. I got tired of it, so I wanted to know
Learn the law.
what it is I can do and I can't do, because with them it was like damned if you do,
You
damned
can't
if
do
you
nothing.
don't. You know what I'm saying? It's like they say you do this, this, and this is just why I'm bothering you. So you go out of your way not to do that,
And they
and then they still bother you.
Yeah.
So, and that's why I say, and I can tell you the majority of the ones that bothered me was the white ones.
Yeah.
So
My thing of it, learn the law. Learn the law. Just know the law. Know what you can and can't do. Because the cops gonna come and they'll jam you up, tell you that I told you not to do this and you can't do this and that. That's not the law. You can't. And most of the time they would tell you something that they deem lawful and it's not.
what you see they were bothering with.
That's the girl that
Was about to get stabbed.
was about to get stabbed. If you was her family member, wouldn't you be happy that he stopped that girl from poking from?
Of course, yeah. Like I said, I'm split one way or the other.
Because you know it doesn't take multiple stab wounds. It takes one properly properly placed stab wound,
But,
and that could have been that girl's life.
But luckily, the gunshot stopped that. Luckily, because let's say he don't know what factors was included. Let's say she was on drugs or something, right?
I'm gonna give him kudos for hitting her and not hitting the girl in the pink.
Yeah, because
taking them
they
both out.
was right exactly.
Yeah,
you
so I'm gonna give my man props.
Plus,
Actually,
I'm sure they got hollow points, so and that's what those
yeah,
bullets
yeah,
are for.
yeah.
But it was
How
one
you
of
know
the
that?
bank.
You a gun
At the
aficionado?
law enforcement agencies, you gotta carry hollow points. You don't carry.
I don't.
full
No,
metal-
I didn't know that.
Most people don't know
You
that.
don't carry full metal jackets because of the simple
where
fact
you work
that
at?
I work for myself.
Okay, go ahead.
I work, hey, I'm a podcaster.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
But yeah, full metal jacket's gonna just hit you and go in
Ricochet.
and out. Yeah, so that's why you got the hollow points. But
Oh,
go ahead. What else
Go
you gotta
ahead.
say?
Go ahead. Because he started talking. I never got to say
What you thought?
if it
Okay,
was justified.
go ahead.
I think it's justified, right?
Mhm.
And I also think that those girls that showed up there to try to jump her should be charged with her death.
Yeah, exactly.
Of course, because that was her home,
And-
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the reason for them coming, even though she grabbed a knife, I said it's justified because they're trained
To stop the threat.
Yeah.
and protect and preserve
life. Yeah.
So and the life was about to be taken.
That
So
was-
you got a split second to
yeah.
react. So you need to stop the threat. When they say stop the threat, it don't mean now when they say use the taser, that's incapacitation.
Yeah.
But when you're stopping the threat, that's deadly.
And
force.
a deadly
Yeah.
weapon she
And-
had.
and
Yeah.
so
She
so-
didn't have a stick or a bat or something. Okay, the girl would have got some lumps.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But she had a knife.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
if she had a bat, I could say, okay, why did you shoot? You could have hit her with the taser. You could have
But-
tried the taser at least
A
first.
knife could have cut
You know what I
arteries.
mean?
Or
Yeah, the
anything,
knife.
and she would've
Oh
bled out.
man, it doesn't
But-
take much.
I do think that because y'all showed up there to jump her, fight her, whatever.
Of course.
That's what sparked her grabbing a knife.
Yeah.
That's what sparked the police being
Yeah.
called.
They caused- they
What
caused-
they call that?
Yeah,
fruit,
they-
fruit of the
They were fruit of a
I
loin,
don't know.
fruit of a loom.
I don't know. You about
What were you gonna say?
need to
He
Google
said fruit of
that.
a.
Now,
They call
Yeah.
it
You probably have to Google it.
culpable negligence or something. I don't know. It's I don't know these law enforcement.
hey,
fucking
where'd you
terms.
get that from?
First
But-
48.
well,
I watch a lot of that shit.
but
No,
yeah,
but
yeah.
they were there. They you know,
They-
just like
they-
when if something happens and if you're in a car with somebody and they commit a crime or a murder, you know what I mean? You're involved. You're
Accessory.
culpable. Yeah, accessory. You know, you're part of
Yeah,
that.
so I do think that those girls need to be held accountable. But then too, I also think that her parents should be held accountable too, because they were out there fighting with her.
Yeah, kicking
And they
motherfuckers in
could
their
have
head.
they could have easily
Stopped it.
They could have put their child in the house, told them y'all better leave. We
Yeah,
got the
I'm called police
coming.
coming.
We got the police
Yeah.
coming. And then wait till police
Yeah.
come, and then tell them, listen, they need to go. They trying to do X, Y, Z.
Yeah, he could have stood
But-
at the door. I'm sure he got a pistol in the house. He could have stood at the door and say, y'all little bitches come up in my house. I'm going to blow y'all away. Y'all get away from here. You know what I mean? I'm sure that brother, he had something that he could have deterred them little
but-
chicks come.
And that goes back to everybody always hold a police officer accountable, but never want to hold themselves accountable.
No.
And a lot of the stuff can be prevented with
Actions.
with us.
Yeah.
Like a
Before
lot
the
of stuff.
Oh,
we-
yeah,
we
yeah,
hold,
yeah,
We
yeah,
hold ourselves
yeah.
accountable,
Yeah.
and our kids
Yeah.
accountable, and our neighbors and stuff accountable.
'Cause-
Because a lot of them when they coming to stuff that
It's
we're calling
already
them to.
Yeah.
That's already chaotic.
Crazy.
And they don't know
And they
Crazy.
don't
why
know
it's
Everybody,
that.
everybody's
they don't know the
screaming and
facts.
going crazy and cursing. You don't know who the hell is who.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then,
You know what I mean?
And then she's 16 with shit. I thought it was a grown
That's
ass
a
woman.
grown. That
till
thing
they-
look like a
till they-
fucking offensive
Hey,
lineman.
hey, she was big, hey, she weight size. She bigger than that. little
Yeah.
officer.
You seen that? You seen the big off the other big one that he kicked in the head?
Yeah, she was bigger than the officer.
That's the mama looking motherfucker he kicked.
Hey, well, most of 99.9% of my dealings with law enforcement are being positive. I just hate bad cops. That's my thing. But
I think we all do.
Yeah, we all do.
I'm just
We all
saying,
do.
it's certain people
But
who
you
think
can't look at them and tell who's bad. That's the problem.
Yeah, but it's certain
That's the
people who
problem.
think I bash cops and I'm always highlighting bad things that cops do.
Because you hold them accountable?
Yeah, I'm just holding them accountable.
Yeah.
That's all. Because I know plenty of good law enforcement officers.
Mm-hmm.
Plenty. And all of my dealings end up being positive.
Yeah.
So to all the ones who doing what they're supposed to do, doing it the right way, hey, I hope and pray that you'll stay safe and you returning, home every day.
Mm-hmm.
So, but to the bad cops, y'all got it coming. Not on no LeBron stuff, but I'm just saying. No.
I don't know that.
No. I'm just saying your day gonna come.
He scared me.
They're gonna be looking for you.
No,
That nigga
man,
said you got it coming.
No, not
And
for
he
me.
the Punisher.
I'm just saying, karma is a mug. That's all.
Yeah, man. It's
Hey, this is the man that produced Vibranium. So,
and hold on. I just mentioned that LeBron and people throwing that all out of context. He didn't mean it that this dude finna get killed. He was talking about going to jail. That's what he was talking about.
And they know that.
Yeah,
Believe me.
but like
know
Drew
that.
said earlier, they just want to twist, play
Hey,
on the
listen,
words.
Hey, it was all. It was
fit the narrative, man.
It was,
But Trump can do and say anything he wants.
Oh yeah, he can
And-
say
and-
grab him by the pussy. Oh, that guy's just joking. He's a
listen-
great guy.
He can say,
He's a
back
great
in
guy.
my day we used to rough him up, do this and that, all at the rally.
Yeah.
But he didn't. He
and call
wasn't
people
inciting
shithole
violence.
countries
Yeah.
and retards.
He wasn't
and,
inciting violence to nobody.
Yeah,
So
fuck
get
Trump.
out of here with that. Exactly. I agree with what LeBron said.
fuck Trump and fuck Trump supporters. If you a Trump supporter, you listen to this. Fuck you.
they
If you got a problem, you know where I live at.
And they think
I don't give a
they think 2024 he gonna be president again.
Now, he could be in
that's
jail in 2024.
Yeah.
He could be in jail. He got a lot of charges coming up his way, man. This dude, he been doing a whole bunch of illegal stuff.
They gonna say he ain't been charged yet.
He done beat impeachment, man. I don't see none of that shit happening to him, man.
You didn't see Chauvin going to jail either, did you?
Nah, I mean, the way they
No,
charged him.
what you mean?
Everything
I saw-
on video?
Man, what that don't mean nothing.
Bro, that was blatant.
No,
man.
dude, that don't mean nothing.
A lot of stuff was blatant, but the people walked.
The
Casey Anthony-
killing to
Casey Anthony.
what
Tamir
Casey
Rice.
Anthony?
You know what it
Tamir
was?
Rice?
I wanted to.
What Zimmerman?
I wanted to say something about that Casey Anthony, man. I think they charged her with first degree murder. They couldn't prove that. If they would have charged her like the way the show
Negligence.
something else, she would have got convicted, man.
I'm not sure.
You know what I'm saying?
Didn't you hear the and well, now we jumping off subject, but it ended up being
We
where
don't have no subjects.
where pretty little white women go to court for murder or raping kids, and even the judge in this one instance said, "You're too pretty to go to jail."
Oh, that was the girl that slept with her student in
Yeah,
Tampa.
yeah. You're too pretty to go to
Judge is
jail.
probably trying to hit. That's all.
A judge, it was a white boy in this case. I don't forgot what he did. He broke the law, but he had to go to court, and the judge told him the system will mess him up.
So let's give him another.
Yeah, so giving them a second chance. But a little black kid, same thing, same charge, get the
course.
maximum.
Yeah,
Like, no.
they want to give you life. If you,
Yeah, man. It's just
it's
I don't have no faith in the justice.
none
so-called
whatsoever.
justices.
None whatsoever.
None.
None
I
whatsoever.
don't.
And
Prove
just
me wrong.
And just like I said, when who was it? I guess Seppa said something about justice, and remember the text afterwards. I forgot what I put.
He said justice served or something like
And then
that.
I was like, I forgot what I said.
I saw your comment though.
Yeah, I think I said something to the fact of, because it was caught. It was caught, and they're just trying to basically appease people, and they had to do it. I mean, they knew what was going on, and it's not changing anything. It's not progression.
It's sad.
not progression.
The sad thing about it is when you know this person is guilty, but
you're
in the
still
back
not
of your
sure.
mind, exactly how these people gonna
Yeah.
come back with a verdict. That's the sad part.
And the
Like,
thing is, if it wasn't for that young lady taping it, who knows?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He would have walked.
Yeah.
Because it would have been
easily.
It would have been their word against whose?
Yep.
A dead man?
And I do want to give kudos to Birmingham Mayor. Birmingham Mayor pardoned thousands of black
Marijuana charges.
African Americans
Yes.
that
Yes, I
was
saw
charged
that.
with marijuana.
Yeah.
Now that it's legal,
And bullshit charges, man.
They so kudos go to him for trying to make the scales of justice right.
Yeah, we gotta we've come a long way, but we still got a long way to go, man.
Boy. Yeah,
We got a long way to go.
that's the sad part about it.
And it's people talk about how, you know, it's moving forward. There's nobody's racist anymore. Come on, look at my man's mural today. Did you see on Sean King's page? They put niggers' lives don't matter.
I thought that was
on Sean King's on George Floyd's mural. Yeah, on Sean King's. You know, the reporter.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's just recently. That was just today. Just a couple of hours ago. I saw that. 5 hours ago.
Yeah,
And,
racist.
Just
and
spraying,
for,
you know?
and for the record, is no such thing as blue lives. No such thing as blue lives. So all these people that say blue
I haven't
lives
met a
matter,
blue motherfucker yet.
The only blue people I ever seen was Avatar.
Yeah,
But not only that. That's a career choice.
yeah.
You can do something.
You could change
and your
that.
agency-
I can't. I didn't choose
you
to be
can,
this.
You can do
You
something,
know what I mean?
and your agency can fire you,
Mm-hmm.
strip you of your certification, and you'll never work in that field again. So
And you start working at Home Depot. So
Me,
it could be
whether-
Orange Lives Matter then?
whether I work a job, whether I don't work a job, if I'm fired, I'm always gonna be black.
Yeah.
We're always gonna be black. Our skin color never change. So our lives do matter, and when we say our lives matter,
It doesn't mean that others
doesn't
don't.
mean that others don't. It just means that we're being killed at a higher rate, and people are not speaking up. They're not viewing us as humans. They're
Yeah.
not viewing. They view the death of a dog higher than the death
Of
of a black
course,
person.
of course. If I was homeless today, if I was homeless and lived on the street, the first thing I'm gonna do is get me a goddamn dog, cause that way I know I'll at least get some money from somebody. Because these white people will see the dog and be like, oh, let me give some money for this to feed this dog.
Yep.
Cause they do that first and before they step over my black ass on the street. You know, and it's sad, but it's the truth.
Yeah.
I wanted to ask y'all something, man. It was an incident that
I
happened.
forgot you was here.
I was just enjoying y'all convo, man. It was an incident that happened in South Carolina where this young black man was walking in this neighborhood, and he was being harassed by that white
As staff sergeant.
that staff sergeant. Now we all have kids, you know. 4 of us have sons, you know. What
All
have
5 of us have sons. Jalen have a son.
I don't got no
no?
son.
He don't have no
Oh,
son.
you don't have no son.
No.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Well, I know what your reaction would have been.
You don't have a son that you know of.
He said, "We still alive."
As a father watching that situation, how did that make you feel? What was your reaction to that?
Dude, nobody. No. Hey,
cringe, dude.
when I tell you nobody, and I find out about it, you got a problem. I'm not. I don't have no conscience when it comes to my kids. None. Don't threaten them. Don't talk to them. Harass them. None. I'm telling you, dude. I don't have no conscience when it comes to my kids.
Especially when he put his hands on him.
Yeah.
Oh,
and
my
this
God.
boy live in the neighborhood. See, all right, somebody else, cause that's I'm telling you, man, that junk got me hot, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't play.
Matter
of fact,
they find the right ones though, man. You see
this
these
my thing.
videos.
Matter of
that
fact,
these people-
and now and let me make a correction. In this day and age, it don't even have to be my child. If I see any grown person,
yeah, doing that to a
harassing-
black,
yeah,
but they do that to black children and to black
And
women.
women. Yeah.
I have yet to see them do that to any grown adult black male or group of black males. Do that dumb shit too.
well, I saw this video of this lady the other day. These military men of color was in
See,
IHOP.
they was in their uniforms.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was
Yeah.
And this lady
If they
came
wasn't
up-
in their uniforms, they would have
She
stopped
came
the
up to
hole in
them
that
and
ass.
she said something about you black niggers or something. Like tried to whisper it to him, but he was recording it, right? So he got what she said. And this other white guy that was in the restaurant,
Food and
yeah,
they
sat
had-
down at the table with them, wouldn't let the other guy out the booth.
See, they should have. They see all that playing around and videotaping.
Dude,
I would.
but this other white guy happened to be walking by and saw this, and he was like, "Ma'am, you need to leave." And he was like, "Somebody call the cops." Like,
And she probably was one of the main ones that said Cap was disrespecting the troops.
and she probably had COVID. All of these people faced with no
Yeah,
mask.
yeah, no mask on.
Them be the main ones.
Yeah.
Them ones that's disrespectful like that to the troops and all that. Them were the main ones that a couple years ago was saying that Cap is disrespecting the military by
Yeah,
kneeling.
yeah.
When he clearly said it's due to the injustice.
Injustice. That's
But
all.
you know what they'll point
I
out.
didn't wanna hear that.
But you know what they'll point out about Kaepernick? we had on the pig socks. If you a pig, you a pig.
Yeah.
Period. Point blank.
If you're a good cop, that shouldn't bother you.
Exactly.
If you're a good one, that shouldn't bother you.
Like I told the trooper, you shouldn't wear your emotions on your sleeve.
Yeah.
You should know what profession you in.
Yeah.
You're gonna have some people that love you. You're gonna have some people that hate you. Know your profession. Know what you in. Just don't have thin skin.
Yeah, the ones that was bothering them because their pointy hats was showing. That's all.
Yeah, and they all in their feelings because now these people done called them out of their names. So what? I get called out of my names. I don't know how many times.
Man, I be looking for at that
What?
in them videos, like them videos you sending me, man. I go out and when I go to restaurants and shit, I be looking around like,
Yeah,
where y'all? Why this don't happen to me,
I'm waiting
man?
for the day,
I'm
dude.
just sitting here like this. Come on.
It's like they pick
Why
out
not?
certain people,
Yeah.
man. Like,
They,
It's like-
they can see it. They can see the fear and weakness on.
but that's a kid. That's a child. That's somebody's son.
Mm-hmm.
And you want to be a grown man, want to show how tough you are, and all in this kid face, pushing him, shoving him. Quite sure you spitting in the man's face while you talking.
And wife talking shit. I
Yeah.
would beat both of their. Oh Lord, that shit made me so hot.
And the thing
man.
about it, they had this kid surrounded.
Yeah. But you notice the video that they recording cut off. There was two sisters
Walked
walking.
up. They the one who came in.
They were walking out, walking in the, doing their exercises, walking in the night, walking in the afternoon, and they were walking up to see what the fuck was going on. You see them coming, and that's when the little white bitch turned off the camera.
Well, I saw
She
the
turned off-
extended version of that. They came up and they intervened, and they told the boy, they was like, "Come on, come with us." Like they got him out of that situation because that man wanted to really beat that kid
Of
up.
course,
So when
of
he
course.
when he turned to walk away, he pushed.
Man,
him.
he
They
said, walk away.
Walk that way.
And the boy
Tell
said,
him walk this way.
he said, why I'm gonna walk that way?
I could
Why?
go any way.
Exactly.
Talking about, no, you can't go that way.
Yeah,
If you
oh
live in
my
a neighborhood, you know where the hell
goodness,
he could walk?
I can't see that happening. I can't see it happening. No, I can't. Cause nah, nope.
What you gonna do?
Man.
Hey, why you had that look? Why you had like some old 70s. Oh man, yeah, I ain't gonna do nothing. I ain't gonna do nothing.
And we gonna have to get a pot, right? And we matter of fact, we might use the coffee can. And every time we just gotta throw some money in there, cause I know if they run across one of us,
Oh, it's gonna be some
need
bail
Oh,
money.
some bail. Yeah.
We
So
gonna
we need some bail for real.
We gonna be needing bail money.
Yeah, I can't see that happening. Not in my presence. No.
It's like I'm controlling the narrative.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. I'm gonna be like, hey, somebody hit record because it's about to go down.
My mama told me to tell you.
It's about to go. How did you feel? You never told us how you felt.
Bro, it would have been some smoke in the city, goddamn it.
Yeah, man.
I try to tell my sons, it's scary now, man. I tell my sons all the time, yo, when you start driving, when you start,
Just being out.
just when you see cops, man, just do what they ask you.
No, but this is my thing. I tell my kids to be respectful.
Yeah.
Always be respectful because your respect can go a long way. Now, if things start to, if you get a gut feeling when you know things ain't right, y'all need to call me. And matter of fact, I got them on my phone. I know where they at all times anyway. So, hey, send me the back signal, and I'm right there. Yeah. And
y'all have teenage sons. Have you ever talked to them about interracial dating and being out in public and what could happen and stuff like that?
Yeah.
My son is a black girl, so
My kids, I don't think they discriminate. They like Spanish women.
They ain't really gonna. Them
like-
cops ain't gonna say nothing to you with a Spanish one. But you
But
be
white
with a
girl.
blonde hair girl
Yeah.
that they could obviously see
Yeah.
from driving by and looking in the Burger King window and seeing you in there. And whoop whoop.
There's gonna be a
They're gonna
problem.
turn around and because they do not like that.
If they do go the inter racial route, and it's a white female hopefully her family got money and they very influential to where if these cops do something, hey, you in big trouble now because you done mess with the wrong white girl boyfriend.
She be like, my daddy's, you know who my daddy is?
Hey, you done, buddy.
Yeah, I talk to mines, man. I tell them, yo, just be careful, man. You know what I'm saying?
But I tell them, I ain't mean to cut you off again, but it's all about respect.
Yeah.
First, show them respect. Let them know that you're not a threat. But if you get a gut feeling that things ain't going right, have somebody to call me ASAP.
Well, I heard a little political rumor that I pray to God is true, and I pray to God that she get it. But I heard Val Demings gonna run against DeSantis for governor.
I hope so. That would be.
That's
That,
what
that'd
I
be
said.
great.
Hey. That sounds all good and everything. Hey, but this is Florida, so hey, it's Florida. So I ain't hoping nothing because it's Florida, and Florida gonna always be Florida. So, hey, if it happens and DeSantis lose, I'm happy. Other than that, I ain't putting my hopes and faith in nobody. Because one thing I learned about these politicians, man, they'll talk a good game, white, black, purple, whatever. But when they get in certain places, they will put everybody issue to the front except for the black issue. And that's
But she been very vocal.
she been vocal more about law enforcement issues than she have black issues. She just had a rant on TV yesterday that I posted on my Facebook page, and it was about something about law enforcement and how the other side want to be political when it comes to backing the blue. That's my only, and she was passionate about it because but she was in law enforcement herself for X amount of years and was the chief of Orlando for X amount of years. But she was passionate about that, and she got every right to be. But I haven't seen her be passionate about what's happening to the black people in Florida, because that's the only place she can talk about, because that's the place she worked. I haven't seen her be that passionate about black people. Until then, I ain't put my faith in none of these politicians.
That's all. That's all.
But
they are,
if it get DeSantis out of here, I'm all for it though.
But if
Sometimes the lesser of the two evils.
But the thing is, if that was to take place, who would you vote for?
No, that is no question.
Yeah, that's a no-brainer.
Yeah, that's a no. The dumbest. That's what he should be called, the dumbest, because he is
the dumbest.
Yeah, he don't have sense of a rock. That dude is. Man, him and Ted Cruz might be brothers. I'm serious, dude.
Well, you know, Trump talking for him. Trump got his hand.
Got his hand so far. He's
the puppet.
They doing everything to appease Trump, and Trump ain't even president no more.
And don't give two shits about him.
But
either.
at all,
but they trying to appease the Trump
and
base.
and these people they hold up. DeSantis is he Puerto Rican? Or
Probably Cuban.
He Hispanic or whatever, right?
Yeah, he's in Miami.
And Cruz is too. But the way they talk about minorities and immigrants, you swear that these was two old white men. Like, it's crazy, man. I don't get that. Now, and not saying that you should hate other race, but you should be more for your people being better or better things for your people than anything else. You want equality for everybody, but if your people ain't even at the table, you should be fighting for their rights more than anything else. Like, I don't get that, man. I don't. All right, but now we're talking about politics.
Hey, we can talk about anything.
Yeah, but I'm saying
but
these people. One thing I hate more than the bad cop is politicians. Nowadays, this T'Challa's rant. This
so bad cops, politicians, and fat women.
that was Drew. That was Drew.
I ain't say fat women.
Fake fat women. He said fake fat women.
I'm tired of them chicks talking about they thick. You ain't thick. You fat.
Hey, guess who Drew finna get a friend request from? What's the dude name that be telling all the women off?
Kevin Samuels.
Kevin Samuels. You're not an 8.
Hey, y'all need to do a collabo.
You're not an 8. You're a 4 at best.
Hey, well, thank y'all for tuning in and dealing with us, putting up with us for these last 50 or so minutes. If you want to go and follow us, go to After Further Review. You can follow them guys. You can follow the Bush League. You can follow Uncensored Mics. Or you can just go and hit the subscribe button on Mel Himes Media on YouTube, and you can watch everybody's show. We also have this basket that was donated by one of our sponsors, Purple Utopia. We trying to get to 200 subscribers on YouTube. So, and when we get to the 200 subscriber, that person, when we get to the 200 subscriber, we will pull a name and we will give that basket to that person.
When we get to 300, we're giving away a Prius.
Oh yeah, we'll have a Prius for y'all. No lie, we can do that. What other podcast giving away a Prius?
Prius, yeah.
So go tell a friend. And tell
How many
a friend.
subscribers was that, Drew? Though,
Huh?
You said at 500.
What, for the Prius?
Yeah.
Yeah, we give them a Prius.
Hey, if you want a Prius, hey, let's get the 500.
If we get to 500 subscribers,
we giving y'all a Prius. No lie.
Okay.
Hey, subscribe and find out.
Yeah.
So with that being said, thank y'all for tuning in with us. God bless and good night.
We out later.
So you got that money for that Prius?